Hello everyone. Today we are going to see about lasers, that is light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. But in today's presentation, I will be talking about how this laser unit works. That is, how do we produce the laser from the laser unit. Let me begin my presentation. So first, we need to know the parts of the laser unit. So the laser unit primarily consists of two components, one being the laser cavity and the next being the delivery system. So the laser cavity as such will comprise of three components in them, one being the active medium, and then you have an external source of pumping mechanism, and then the third being the optical resonators. Now we will just see what are all these parts in detail. So the first component of this laser unit is the active medium. So this medium is composed of the chemical elements, molecules or compounds. So based on the composition of this active medium, the lasers are generically named. For example, this active medium could be in the form of a gas, solid crystal or a solid state semiconductor, or it could be a liquid. For example, if the component is to be in the form of a gas, then it can be a carbon dioxide gas which forms the active medium. Then this laser is termed as a carbon dioxide laser. And in case of solid crystal, erbium doped yttrium aluminum garnet could be used. Then it is called as a erbium YAG laser. And in case of semiconductor, these laser units are called as the diode lasers. So the second component is the pumping mechanism. So this is an external pumping device which will pump energy into the active medium. This could be in the form of a flash lamp strobe devices or an electrical circuit or an electrical coil. So when this pumps in the energy, so this energy will be absorbed by the atoms which are all present in the ground state. So when this happens, the outermost electron of the atom in the ground state will absorb the energy and it will jump into the orbit at a higher energy level and thereby making the atom to go into an excited state. So now slowly the atoms in the ground state is getting moved into an excited state. So when this happens, these electrons are all unstable and thereby it will jump back into its ground state orbit by releasing a photon, which is nothing but a small portion of the energy. So it releases energy and comes back to the ground state orbit. So these released photons will go and incident or will go and hit on other energized electrons of the adjacent atoms and cause release of double the amount of photons which are identical to that of the incident photons. And this is based on a theory called as a quantum theory, which says that an additional quantum of energy or an additional photon of energy may be absorbed by the already energized atom, resulting in release of two quanta or two photons which are all identical in their physical size and shape. So in this way, one photon will result in release of 2 and 2 will result in release of 4, and thereby there is an amplification of the light energy and also a coherent wave is thus produced. So this being one of the main property of the laser beam. So the third component being the optical resonators. These are all the two polished surfaces at each end of the laser cavity, and this will reflect the waves, that is the photons, back and forth within the active medium component. So this helps to collimate and amplify the developing beam. So these optical resonators are completely reflective on one side but partially transmissive mirror on the other side for the passage of the developed laser beam to exit. So now we need to know this theory of population inversion, which means that there are more number of atoms in the excited state than that in the ground state, which means that within the active medium, when more number of atoms are all energized and are present in the excited state, then more the population which is excited, then the laser beam will start exiting out. So this is called as the lasing mechanism, which is achieved only on attaining the population inversion. I hope till now it is very clear what is the function or what are the things that are happening within the laser unit for the generation of the laser beam and also for the exit of the laser beam, the mechanism called as the population inversion that I spoke about. So this will result in the generation of the laser beam. But the next main component is the delivery system. I think in the next presentation we'll be seeing how this delivery system works, which will transit the laser from the laser unit onto the target site. Thank you.